Hello friends, welcome to Risingpearl.com. Today we are going to take a look at how do we solve question number 20 that appeared in 2016 CBSE Class-X Math exam. Let's take a look at the question and see how can we solve it. The question says three different coins are tossed together at the same time. Find the probability of A, exactly two heads appearing, B, at least two heads appear, and C, at least two tails appear. So this is a question of probability. So how are we going to solve this? So we have three different coins. So let's say first coin is C1, second coin is C2, and third coin is C3. So we have three different coins, and each of them when we toss, so we can expect, for the first coin we can expect heads or tails. Similarly for the second coin we can expect heads or tails. And for the third coin we can expect the same thing again, heads or tails. So if we toss the three coins together, so how many total outcomes can appear? So there are two options for the first one. There are two options for the second one. There are two options for the third one. In other words, total we can have 2 times 2 times 2, 8 outcomes. So total number of outcomes is 8. Now what are the outcomes? So let's do one thing. First let's take heads. So if you take heads, so this is the first coin, this is the second coin, and this is a third coin. Heads, heads, heads. Now we are going to keep the heads and heads same. For the third we will make it tail. So we have heads, heads, and then third one we will change it to tail. Right? Then we will take the heads and we will change, now instead of the second heads we will make this tail. So we have heads, tail, and heads here. Similarly we will say heads, tail, and tails. So now we will change the first one from heads to tails. So this will be tails, and everything else will remain like the same here. So tails, heads, heads. Similarly tails, heads, tails, same as this. So we are going to now keep basically the second and the third same, and instead of the first one being heads we are going to change the first one to tails. So if this is the tails, so tails, tails, heads, and then we have tails, tails, tails. So these are the 8 outcomes. When we toss three coins as represented by C1, C2, and C3, if we have three coins and if we toss them, we can have a total of 8 outcomes. Total possible number of outcomes are 8, and these are the 8 outcomes as listed here. So all of these are the outcomes. Now let's take a look at each one of them. So we have 3 sub-questions. So for the first one we will write it as PA, where A represents this event. At least 2 heads. Sorry, it says exactly 2 heads. So if you look through our outcome, which outcomes represent exactly 2 heads? So let's see, we have 3 heads here. So we have 2 heads here, 2 heads, H and H. We have 2 heads here, H, H. Then we have 2 heads here, H, H, and that's it. So we have 3 outcomes where we get exactly 2 heads. So by total number of outcomes is 8. So the probability of getting exactly 2 heads will be the number of outcomes that matches the event by total number of outcomes. So 3 by 8. Let's take a look at the second question. PB, or probability of B, probability of the second event, at least 2 heads. So at least 2 heads, then we can actually include this one. At least 2 heads mean greater than equal to 2. So the number of heads is greater than equal to 2. So we get 3, so we are going to add this as well, outcome. So this stays, this stays. Can we add this? No, we have 2 tails here. So this is included, 2 tails, 1 head. So 2 tails again, 3 tails. So now we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 outcomes for this event. By total number of outcomes is this. 4 by 8, or this will be 1 by 2. 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8. So the probability of getting at least 2 heads will be 1 by 2. The third and final part question is at least 2 tails. That means greater than or equal to 2. At least 2 means 2 or more. So let's take a look at all the outcomes where we can get at least 2 or more tails. So the first one is not included, second outcome not included, third outcome not included, fourth one it is included. So let's mark it differently. So let's mark a cross sign next to this. So 2 tails. So this counts. 1 tail, 2 tails. So this counts. Right? 2 tails, this counts. And 3 tail also counts. So how many outcomes satisfy at least 2 tails? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 by total number of outcomes is 8, which is going to be again 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, or equal to 1 by 2. So to quickly sum up, so the probability of getting exactly 2 heads is 3 by 8. This is the answer for getting exactly 2 heads. Probability of getting at least 2 heads will be 1 by 2. Probability of getting at least 2 tails will be 1 by 2. And as we can see, it is not a question which is asked. Probability of getting exactly 3 heads, there is only 1. That would have been 1 by 8. And probability of getting exactly 3 tail would be again 1 by 8. So this is how we answer question number 20.